Hello there guys, my name is Jay or Gimpy Dwarf and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. Today we are doing a tutorial that was asked for by a subscriber because he had no idea how to get it working, and what it is the small to large rotors attaching. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take the factory, for example, off the Fleet Commander series, and we're going to just try and attach something to this as I have done and used before. So the two things I actually used this feature for is I used it on the projector block because you can only use a small projector block to project a large, a small ship, and then a large one can produce a large ship. So I had to have this mixture because I needed a large ship to generate a smaller ship. So that's how I've managed to do that, and I've also used it for the circuitry, as I'm calling it, for the let's say all the workings of this with timer blocks. Of course timer blocks are smaller when you use a smaller ship, so that's what I did. Now I'm going to start again with this. Now what you're going to need is you're going to need a rotor part. So this is the rotor part. If you can't find it, it's, you know, you can search for it. What it is basically the top half of the rotor, and that's what you're going to need. And if you place down a small ship and then add on the stuff, I tend to find 2 blocks is good enough if it's going to be sort of surrounded. So say if this block is going to be surrounded like this, it's best to have a 2 block high starting sprue. So we're going to make a copy of this now because this copy is going to come over here. But what we're going to do is we're going to delete the top half of the other rotor. So there we go. And then we're going to paste, and we're going to take this, rotate it accordingly, and hopefully drop it on top. Now I tend to find zooming in quite far is good. Now what I have found is if you actually look deep enough into the rotor, it starts to sort of snap for you into place. So just try and place it where you think the middle is. I think the middle is there. So that's pretty bang on. We jump in, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go to the rotor, wherever it is, rotor 6, and we're going to go attach. So that should have attached it if the feature isn't broken. So I tend to like breaking stuff. There we go. So if you click attach and then nudge it a little bit, it should just doink into position. And as you can see now, that is a solid part of this. And if I were to say place a generator on here, let's place a few of them, these will come up on the controls thing now as being on a different ship. There you go. So that's the one that's actually on the main actual factory, and then you've got these 3 that I've just placed down that are on the ship. It's a very simple method of enabling you to shrink down the sizes of your ships, because some people will use a lot of you know, timers and sensors and this, that and the other, and you can actually use these more efficiently to do so. So what I was actually saying about the whole placing blocks around it is if you've got that 2 block sprue, I did have a 2 block sprue, I deleted the top half, you've got a nice starting point to move out from. And of course, being as this is a rotor, you can add mirror planes to it. It's a really good little tool to use, I think, just to get ships built a lot better. And I wanted to do this because if you look at the circuitry that's gone into the factory, I mean, I've only used the orange line of numbers, that's 9 timer blocks, but 9 timer blocks on a large ship, if I just demonstrate this, take up a whole cube. So that was a bit of an issue for me because I was like, well, how big is this ship going to be and how many of these am I going to need? So just to sort of counteract that, I've added this line system in, which I've got like basically this is line 1 as it states there, and then you'll have like a reference, so it'll be line 1 block 1, line 1 block 2, and then you'll have line 2 block 1, and that's how it works, and that's how I've got these named. So if I actually go into this craft and show you, I've actually got them. So here we go. So this is like stage, right, it's line 1 and it's 7. So that's what it's changing. I needed a way of like showing what the hell each block is doing and making sure I delete the right one just in case I need to delete it for whatever reason. So that is that. I hope that has helped. It's a very easy thing to do once you know how to do it, and just be wary, sometimes it can bug out. Bugs that I have witnessed are things such as the actual rotor wobbling, like the top half like jittering up and down, up and down, up and down. I've also noticed that you can't, well, I've had a bug where you can't actually like set the limits to the rotor. So say if you wanted to set the limit to turn 90 degrees and go back to 0, you can't set the minimum and maximums. It just keeps spinning round and round circles, like it doesn't know where it is. So that can happen. So as long as it's like in a static position, I think it's okay. So that is it, guys. I hope this has helped a lot, and I hope it sort of cleared up any questions. And if you guys have enjoyed, please like, favourite, and of course subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace!